This video will go through the guidelines for the APES current events assignments. As Mr. Z and I have mentioned, we do tend to give current events as a frequent homework assignment. So if you can follow along with the sheet that was given in class, I'm going to go through it with you. So each student writes a one-page typed, and you can see on there the requirements, Times New Roman, etc., critical analysis of an article. The response will relate to the topic that we are learning about in class, and if you can use your textbook and or notes to assist you in writing your analysis, that would be helpful. So we basically have 5 questions that we want you to answer in that one-page summary. We don't want a summary of the article because we know that you guys have done summaries in the past, and we want you to use higher level thinking when you're doing these assignments. Okay, and we've both read the articles ourselves, so we're just going to anticipate that you're going to answer our 5 bullet points here. So the first bullet point is, how does that article relate to what we're learning in class? And we do want you to use scientific terms when answering, so this is really where you would really pull in your notes and or textbook as needed. The second bullet is, what does the author want the reader to understand by reading the article? Why did they write the article, etc.? And the third bullet is, what did you find most interesting about the article and why? Those 3 are pretty easy. The fourth bullet in class, you should have done a worksheet about bias. And so we want to ask you, is this article biased? And that's an important thing to consider when reading. So think about the questions that we have listed on the guidelines, such as, does the author consider other points of view or arguments? Does the author make concessions for the other side? Should the author make concessions for the other side? Or does the research and scientific support of this topic support one side or the other? This is where we have to be really careful, especially with things like climate change. Is it balanced? What is the source of the article? Is it from a liberal-leaning paper, a conservative-leaning paper? Does the author have a stake in the topic? Where's the author from? So consider those aspects when you're writing and answering the bullet point, is this article biased? And the last bullet point is for you to ask 2 questions. Not 1, but 2, and you can always ask more. What questions do you have after reading the article? Science is all about asking questions, so we expect you to be thinking as you're reading the article about what questions you have. Maybe something wasn't clear, or something relates to a topic we've already learned. And the only question we don't like is, I wonder what's happening now, especially if it's an older article. We do try and find as current articles as possible. We have a few articles that we have you read, though, that are older. We just haven't found something better to replace them. So please don't ask what is happening now. If you're wondering, look it up and find out yourself, and then include that in your analysis. All right, grading thorough answers that address all the above earn 20 points, and it should be written in paragraph format. You don't have to have a separate paragraph for each of the different bullet points. They should be worked in there. And the maximum number of points you can get is 20. If you don't do one of the 5 bullets, then we immediately take off 5 points. So just make sure you're answering all 5 bullets thoroughly, and you should get 20 points. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.